Welcome back. New Jersey Democrat Mikey Sherrill winning last night's gubernatorial race, defeating Republican Jack Ciattarelli by double digits. Sherrill would become the Garden State's second female governor ever and keep it under Democrat governance after 2 terms of Governor Phil Murphy. In her victory speech, Mikey focused on policies coming out of Washington and how this election was a referendum on President Trump. Watch.
As the president is backing away from this ideal, cutting SNAP, ripping away health care, terminating Gateway, we here in New Jersey are bound to fight for a different future for our children. We see how clearly important liberty is. We know that no one in our great state is safe when our neighbors are targeted. But prosperity is equally essential. Liberty alone is not enough if the government makes it impossible for you to feed your family, to get a good education, or to get a good job. So in this country, that shouldn't be too much to ask. But right now, all of it seems at risk. Governors have never mattered more.
Joining me now is New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, good to see you. Thanks very much for being here. Your reaction to the race and to what you just heard from Mikey Sherrill.
Good to be with you, Maria. Look, New Jersey did what it does. It's a fickle state, and it is a Democrat state. If you look at the registrations, there is a 13% difference between Republicans and Democrats. There were 13% more registered Democrats. So what we had hoped to do here was extraordinary and exceptional, and beyond any prediction, actually win this race and change the direction of New Jersey. 2 things here. One, I think we need to look at how we got our vote out, the low propensity Republican voter, to really make sure they were getting out. We didn't do that. If Jack Ciattarelli had gotten 2/3 of the vote that President Trump did, he would have won. I think that's so important. I think we have to look at it. I think we have to focus on it. The second thing here is it has been since Tom Kean Sr. over 40-some years ago that any Republican has beaten a non-incumbent Democrat. Here's the usual formula. The Democrat gets in, they run the state for 4 years, they do a terrible job as usual. People are just really upset and tired of it, even though they are much more heavily registered Democrat, and they vote for a Republican. She was brand new. She claimed that she was going to be new and fresh and didn't have the burden of sanctuary state and the high taxes, tolls, fees, and all the other issues in New Jersey that should have worked in our favor. So, this has happened before. You don't give up. You work hard. We had some good news that day, too, and we're going to continue to pursue this.
Well, I mean, look, there were also reported bomb threats on Election Day. That forced certain towns across New Jersey to move their polling locations and shut down schools. A judge allowing polls in parts of the Passaic County to stay open late after the threats halted voting. Authorities making 1 arrest so far there, Congressman, but I know you sent a letter to the DOJ. You want an immediate investigation into 7 threats against polling locations. What do you mean?
Well, it's odd that you have 7 different locations throughout the state. It's one in my district, in South Jersey, Central Jersey, North Jersey, all coordinated all at once. I'm not accusing anybody of anything, but damn it, we need to look into this and find out what happened here, because it is strange that at 7 different locations, they were all coordinated at the same time and in the same way. So I've asked the Attorney General to look into this, because whether Republican or Democrat, you need to have your polls open and you need to have them run properly, and who would ever do this to try to shut down our system needs to be punished. So we do need to look at it. We need to investigate it. If we find that there's something more there, as chairman of the Oversight Subcommittee and Judiciary, I'm on the Judiciary Committee, we're going to look into that as well. I spoke to the chairman yesterday of the Committee of the Whole.
Well, you'll look into all of it once government reopens, I guess. It is day 36 of the government shutdown. The Senate failed for a 14th straight time to advance the House-passed continuing resolution and end this stalemate. Both parties expressing cautious optimism as Senate Majority Leader John Thune is proposing a combined short-term bill to reopen government alongside some of the annual appropriations bills, plus a vote to extend the Affordable Care Act subsidies. Congressman, when are you expecting government to reopen?
I think we're going to open within a week. I do. I think part of what the Democrats did 2 things here, and they're geniuses at this sometimes. They wanted to keep this government shut down as long as they could to get to the point where Election Day came, and it did. It hurt us. I understand that it hurts Democrats too. I understand that, they're a big part of the problem. They're the ones that have shut it down. Nevertheless, when you have chaos like that, the party in power suffers in an election. Democrats knew that. They knew what it would mean in Virginia. In Virginia, it was a huge factor. But even in New Jersey, when people sense chaos, they blame the party in power. So I think now that the elections are over, now they're going to come to the table. Now we're going to get government open. It's a shame it took that, but nevertheless, we need to move forward. And yes, we do need to do something about people's health care. I keep saying this. If we want to have a good year in the midterms next year, you cannot say, we're going to cut your health care. You're not going to have it. Your premiums are going to go up, double, maybe even more. Maria, think of one thing. If we do nothing with the Affordable Care Act and let it lapse, healthcare premiums are still going to go up to 17%. We need two ways to do this. One, we need to do something in the short term to make sure people still have affordable healthcare. Something, it shouldn't be longer than a year. In that year, we need to work hard and not wait till the last minute. We need to make sure that we have a new and better system that works. We are subsidizing the subsidy. The Affordable Care Act has been a failure. But you just can't take people's health care away. The Republican Party cannot be the mean party. It cannot be the party of no. We've got to get something done in the short term and then in the long term.
So what you're saying is you believe that the government shutdown helped some of these Democrat races win?
Yes, I absolutely do. I mean, my gosh, in Virginia it helped. If you look at the exit polls, even there, I mean, it was a solid majority of people, anybody that was a federal worker. But even in New Jersey, there was the sense of, gee, government shut down. What's wrong? That the Democrats tried to make it was that we were trying to block people's health care, which was not the case. Yes, it hurt Democrats too. Their numbers aren't good. They don't look good. But we are the party in power, and you still get blame. I was never a big fan of the shutdown, and I'm one of the few people, not that I have say on that, I'm not in the Senate, but that we should have done the nuclear option. I think Trump was right. I've been saying it for weeks. We should have stopped the filibuster. We should have gotten government open, because we have a lot to do.
Congressman, real quick before you go, on the IEEPA tariff Supreme Court decision, we're watching, of the 9 members, Supreme Court justices, 3 swing votes to watch: Chief Justice Roberts, Justice Kavanaugh, and Justice Coney Barrett. A decision is expected next month, but the hearing is happening today. The biggest short-term issue could be the court sides with the lower courts, the 2 lower courts, and they stop these emergency tariffs. That would mean the U.S. has to refund corporates, something in the neighborhood of $150 billion in tariffs so far. How do you think this goes?
I think it goes the right way. Look, you've got to understand that the United States of America has been getting the short end of the stick for years. We allow our products to be tariffed, but we weren't doing anything with their products. So President Trump is at the bargaining table. He's equalizing this. He's making it right for America. And this is going to ease up on its own as he makes deals with each and every country as we go along.
All right.
It would be bad for the Supreme Court to do this.
Well, by the way, earlier this year, the S&P 500 kept the United States' outlook at a stable outlook, AA+ rating, noting meaningful tariff revenue would be generated to offset negative fiscal impacts of the big, beautiful bill. So if it doesn't go the way that you're expecting, we could actually see a market reaction here in the bond market. Congressman, we'll be watching all of that. Thanks so much for being here.